is that I feel sad for the president because, like you have said, it's been suggested, he seems to have unfortunately lost control over this. And I don't think it was, he expected that the people that he had put in charge would let him down this much. I'm worried because, you see, Galamsey is not an NPP or NDC fight. It's a fight to save Ghana. It's a fight to save our environment. Right. It doesn't matter whether you live in Accra or you live in Boko. If our river, the water bodies that constitute 70% of the earth, our portion goes bad. Our very existence as a country is threatened. And so if a government has set up, and I don't think any president or any right-meaning Ghanaian of whatever political tradition would say that I support Galamsey. I don't think so. So this is a national fight. And if the people that were put in charge have seen it rather as an opportunity to make more money for a selected few, then we should take it very seriously. My only disappointment is that there were signs on the wall long ago that there was something problematic with this fight. Long ago. And the NPP kept spinning it. Now, I heard Mr. Boabian Samoa, the secretary of the NPP, saying that as far as he is concerned, the integrity of Professor Boateng is intact. I heard him on TV.
Yeah, right.
That is intact. He's done nothing wrong. And that is why I sit back and say that, what? He means that because he speaks for the party as a general secretary. Director of communication, sorry.
Whilst he was doing that, the NDC's communication wing, also led by Sami Jemfi, also clearly indicted Professor Boateng directly. And even their caucus in parliament, led by Mutawakilu, also spoke and said Professor Boateng is the first to be arrested. He should not be the one, as we understand, asking that other people be arrested.
Well, I don't want to go into the way the politicians have taken it, but I want to look at it as it is. That once somebody who speaks for the ruling government, that Professor Boateng is the minister of, comes to say that Professor Boateng's integrity is intact, then he goes to suggest that they indeed at that level, and that is what I find disheartening, were aware of what was happening and they decided to look away from it. You see,
there are people within the government, in fact at the presidency, who have publicly asked that Professor Boateng say that he has failed and that his committee should be dissolved.
Well, it doesn't go to the extent of saying that he himself should be made to face charges. Like I said, the signs were on the wall, right from the expose. I think it was by Anas.
Right.
When the person who was originally the chairperson.
The secretary. He was only the secretary, not the... Yeah, he was only the secretary.
Sorry, the secretary.
Right.
And I think Mr. Ekwewusi was his deputy. So the secretary was caught on tape, which the investigative bodies refused to investigate, or they said that they had investigated and they didn't find any need to prosecute him. But since then,
I don't think there's a conclusion yet.
Yeah, the police cleared him.
Yes, and then Mr. Amidu said, no. So the police cleared him. They are waiting for Mr. Amidu's conclusion.
Yes.
But I have not, since then, I have not heard him, the secretary, or former Mr. Bisu, actively participating in this fight. I have not. And so it seems to suggest that his role was now taken by Mr. Ewusi. It seems to suggest who was his deputy at that time. And this is where Mr. Ewusi has brought us.
If you listen to members of the Vanguard, we started with a Vanguard team of 400. And then that Vanguard team is the one you saw a public display of, inaugurated by the president or the defense minister to do this job. If you listen to them, it does appear they and the other group, which is the Galamsey, which we understand was set up by the minister, they seem to have to be clashing. And it does appear that the Ekwewusi actually has control over the Galamsey and not the Vanguard team. And it is the Galamsey that's been supposed to be taking the excavators, SUVs, and other trucks that they seize into custody. And somehow they don't get to the particular custodies that they're supposed to get to.
I also started getting worried when there was a news item of some of these excavators being burnt. And that is when I said, one, the law does not say it should be bent. Secondly, it may be an opportunity for them to say we have bent all. Because we see it in this country. When they burn one, I mean, when there's a flame, how would you know the quantity or the volume? Then I started thinking that there may be something wrong. It was just a matter of time. It also goes to see or goes to bring back to fore the problem of our political funding of political parties. Because that is the justification, well, as of now, in the video, alleged for what they did. And when you hear some of the NPP bigwigs who have said that they have complained from day one, the election of this same gentleman to the high office of deputy regional chairman, and that all that the electorate say that he's the one who was able to provide them with, there's a letter, I don't know whether it is true or not, by a member of parliament within the region who said the guy has bought 300 cars, he has done this, he sponsored the party. As it stands now, he had even gone far to give money to certain aspiring MPs in the constituencies that when you are not an MP, they have an orphan constituencies to boost the campaign, and so the president should ensure that he's left off the hook. Now, as we stand now, there's what I also find particularly interesting is the statement issued by the police. And you see the statement. 6 persons have been arrested in connection with, and the statement has a part that says that they have been cautioned. You don't. I mean, if you see, yes.
What does it? I have it here. What does it mean? What does it mean when they say they have been cautioned?
The statement itself.
That's part of the investigation.
That is what I mean. No, but it says that they have been cautioned.
So they've taken their caution statement and are still investigating.
No, and it concluded that they are still in police custody. I don't know if my memory of it was right. That they have been cautioned.
But I think they've subsequently granted them bail. Yes, which
and they are still
rightfully done. But let's go into the substance.
So it goes So it goes to say that if nothing comes out of such investigation criminally, then and there seems to be political pressure on the powers that be to make sure that these guys are not prosecuted. Now these excavators are owned by Ghanaian citizens or people who were doing business in Ghana, whether lawfully or unlawfully. But as you said, the law states that if these excavators are seized, they should be applied to the benefit of the state. That has not been done.
Okay.
Is that causing financial loss to the state if you stretch it? Yes. The people who have lost these excavators, would they have a cause of action against whoever took them and did not apply it to, where they were supposed to have been done? Yes, well, as a date, I would say that we seem to have lost the fight against Galamsey because it wasn't a fight at all.
I see. The police statement said that they had arrested 6 persons over missing excavators and other equipment seized by operatives of Operation Vanguard. Suspect Ekowusi, who was contracted to take custody of the seized equipment, was arrested on Monday, February 2, 2020 at Ablenkpe in Accra, together with 5 other accomplices, namely Frederick Ewusi, Joel Asamoah, Adnan Haruna, Frank Jan, and Joe Ahen. Eko Ewusi, Frederick Ewusi, and Joel Asamoah have been cautioned on the offense of stealing, while Adnan Haruna, Frank Jan, and John Ahen have been cautioned on the offense of abetment of stealing. All suspects are in police custody. The public is assured that due processes will be followed. Stealing is not the right charge.
That was what I was coming to.
Okay, but that's the initial process. You never know how
where they will end.
But what were you thinking? That they should charge them for what?
I think there should be a start of fraudulent breach of trust.
Fraudulent breach of trust. How do you explain that?
They were in public office. They were given custody of public. Because if you say stealing, you would have taken the thing from the owner. Government at that stage is not the owner of the excavators.
Yeah, because the court hasn't
ordered that exactly.
But you took it from the owner, ostensibly in
performing yes, a public duty.
Yeah. Okay.
So then you wouldn't have stolen it from the owner.
So this is a wrong charge.
That is what I think at this stage.
And if they pursue this only, they may get off.
That is exactly what I was saying.
Okay.
That, you know, they were put in trust on behalf of the state.
They didn't steal.
They didn't steal.
Okay.
Oh, but there are circumstances where sometimes you take it like this and it amounts to. So yes, as for the fraudulent trust, you
have given him charge of the thing.
Yes.
He should transport it from one place to the next.
Yes. And then he diverts it.
He diverts it.
Yes, there's this
That's
case.
stealing.
Yes, there's this case. It's a Chamber of Mines.
Okay.
We used this some months ago. It's in the Mensa Bone.
All right. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
That's Martin. That's Martin Pebu for you.